In order to make it stick, go brick by brick.
If you want to go brick by brick to make it stick, you have to pay attention to two critical pieces.
And I realized that the best things that you're going to create are going to take time. Build it on cement, not sinking sand.
Rise and shine, it's Entspresso time.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and this channel was created to help you overcome the #1 challenge that is holding you back, a lack of belief in yourself. You watch these videos because you know there's something more inside you too. You have Michael Jordan level talent at something. So let's start your day off right together. Grab your coffee and sip on today's message from Mel Robbins. Also, if you want to have more motivation and confidence, check out my 254 series. They're free. The links to join are in the description below.
You might want to get honest with yourself. Like, instead of doing this really, I want to be a millionaire, I want to do this. Do you really? Because you can make it happen. You actually can. Look at all the idiots that are making money. You can make money. If you didn't give a what anybody else thought, what's the thing you would love to be doing with your life? In order to make it stick, go brick by brick. In order to make it stick, go brick by brick. One of the things that's interesting about having big dreams and big goals is that oftentimes the fact that the goals and the dreams that we have are so big, it makes them really, really difficult to achieve because you spend so much time thinking about how big the idea or the dream is that you become paralyzed in the moment around taking action. How do you build a house? By laying a foundation, brick by brick by brick. You go one small brick at a time. And it's exactly the same thing for your goals, by the way. So if you think about where you're at in this moment and you think about the path that will take you forward to your big dreams or to this change that you want to make. And I'm going to use the eating program as my example because this is daunting to me. I can come up with a million reasons right now, just like I'm sure you can come up with a million reasons why you can't run a marathon, you can't do the singing telegram business, you can't take nature pictures for a living, you can't be more connected to your husband, which is what Leanne wants, you can't launch that aromatherapy business. I can't possibly do a structured eating program with a scale right now because I travel too much, because I'm too busy, because I'm lazy, because I'm not deliberate like my bracelet. Remember my intent bracelet? I'm reminding myself to be deliberate, which is probably why I'm thinking about this program. The path between where I'm at and where you want to get to is the same. It is a brick path, and it is comprised of a ton of little bricks that come together to take me forward. And so when you think about a goal or you think about a dream as a million little bricks that come together and lay a path forward, that's the way visually you can break down your goals. And so for me, you know what that one brick could be today? It could be asking Chris or my brother-in-law for the phone number of the person. Not even making the call, people. I'm talking about breaking it down to one brick. So I will get that phone number and I will write it down in my little red book, or I will write it down in my 5-second journal. And that way I will have the number. And guess what the brick is going to be tomorrow? The brick tomorrow is going to be to call the guy, right? And make an appointment. And then the next brick might be to read a little bit. And so the key is going brick by brick to make it stick. Because if you think you can lay the whole path between where you're at and where you want to go right now, you're nuts.
If you want to go brick by brick to make it stick, you have to pay attention to two critical pieces. The first is mindset. The second is action. You need both or you're going to give up on your goals. You know you're capable of something bigger, but you'll give up because you don't have these two simple things settled out. I'm going to show you how to fix them in this video. Step number 1 is mindset. What you think you're capable of is what you're actually capable of. If you think you can go off and do it, you're much more likely to do it. But if in your head, no matter how many skills and resources and people are telling you you're great, if in your head you don't believe you can do it, guess what's going to happen? You're not going to do it. And so you can apply brick by brick in a methodology that I call big why, little why. Your big why is the big reason why you're doing this thing. Why are you doing this thing? Your purpose comes from your pain. You got a big goal, big ambition. You want to change the world. You have a huge impact, right? You want to solve giant problems and change people's lives, right? That's your big why. You want to put a dent in the universe, right? You want to make an impact that's beyond your lifetime. It's a huge why. I'm waking up trying to solve the world's biggest problem. I don't think people believe in themselves enough. I'm trying to solve the world's biggest problem. I think that's the world's biggest problem. I'm never going to solve it. Even if I touch 1 billion people, I'm never going to solve it. That's the best. I think you should wake up and have a big why so big that you're never going to accomplish it. You're going to climb forever. You're going to be on your journey forever. 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 It's the best. And oftentimes that big mission, that big vision you have is so motivating for you that it gets you out of bed, gets you motivated, like, let's go. Here's what I'm trying to do. And it gets you pumped up. But sometimes the big picture is too big. Sometimes your big why, right, is big why, little why. Sometimes the big why is so big that you feel you can't do it, that you're not capable, that you don't have the skill sets, that you'll never be capable. And so you throw in the towel because it seems too big. And I get that too. You know, I'll look at me and my goals of solving the world's biggest problem and say, who am I to solve the world's biggest problem? Right? How am I capable of going off and doing that? And especially in I'm trying to think the last time I actually thought about that, especially in my earlier years as an entrepreneur, I really struggled with that. I'd go do a speaking gig and be so fired up and so motivated, like, man, I know I'm crushing it. I'm helping people so much. This is amazing. This is oxygen. This is what I'm breathing. This is amazing. Thank you so much. And then I wake up the next day and be back to normal. I'm like, oh, can I do this? I don't know if I can do this, because there's lack of momentum. And so that's where the little whys come in. And the little why is the reminder that what you do is important. I think it's so important that you feel that the work that you do is important. If you woke up and felt every day that the work you do matters, means something, is having an impact, man, the commitment level you're gonna have is so much greater than if you feel like nobody cares. What's the big deal? Meh, right? So how do you remind yourself that the work you do on a daily basis is important to at least one person? That's the little why. The big why is the big vision, big dream, big mission, like where are you going? Awesome. The little why is you may not be able to help 1 billion people, but you can help one. Just reminding yourself that you helped one person. How I get that now is in my YouTube comments. Even now, as part of my morning routine, I go to my YouTube comments and I just see what people are saying. And these are people, they're you know, amazing people who many of whom I've never met and maybe never will meet. Hopefully I'll meet you. Come on my tour. Meet me on tour. Probably I won't meet most of you. And to see the warmth and the love and the comments that you guys are leaving makes me feel like this is why I do it. This is why it matters. This work matters. If I stopped doing this, it would mean something to people and you'd have to go somewhere else. Now, not so full of myself that you couldn't find another solution, but the work that I do matters. And your comments feed me every day. I'm spoiled now that we get hundreds of comments and tons of DMs and lots of messages that come in daily. But when I was first getting started, I didn't get that many. When I talked about my early days as a speaker, I would speak and have a great time, and then the next day wake up and feel like, what's the point? I would save. The thing that made the difference was I would save the messages that people sent me or emailed me or said at the end of one of my workshops. And I would put them together in a PowerPoint file. And I would watch that PowerPoint file every morning. That became part of my morning routine. This is when I really first started doing morning routines. This was such an important piece for me, was showing the messages from these people as a reminder every day that what I do makes a difference. And maybe I will never hit my billion, but these 18 people that I helped them. That was me, I did that, right? If you felt like you helped some people every single day, even if just remembering old people that you helped, every day as a reminder, it'll give you the ammunition, the momentum, the fuel that you need to keep going every day. So brick by brick, sometimes it's big why, right? It's the mindset. Sometimes it's the big why. Sometimes it's just, man, I'm gonna go crush the world. I'm so excited. I'm gonna go solve this giant problem and change humanity, right? Sometimes you feel like that and it's amazing and you use that boldness and energy to create something amazing. And sometimes you're gonna feel like, I can't do that big thing. And so you just look at the comments, you look at the one person that you helped, or the 5 people that you helped, or think back to people that you have helped in your life to remind yourself that you are valuable, that you make a difference, that the work you create is meaningful, and to get the momentum and energy you need. Because for the most part, the biggest thing that you're missing is just momentum. And momentum comes from mindset. If you believe you can create great things, you can. So brick by brick starts with mindset. Big why and little why. So I said there were two things, right? There's mindset and then there's action. So step number 2 is action. So you think you can do something, then you have to go off and do it. Thinking it is not enough. You got to do something. You got to act on it. And brick by brick here is we often will plan this giant thing, right? You have this bold vision, this big idea, amazing, and you default into planning mode and you think, I got to do this and 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 this. And it's exciting and it's fulfilling and it's amazing to think in planning mode of what you can potentially build. But then you step back and look at that behemoth that you just built in your head or on paper, and you think, wow, that's really big. To do that, I need venture capital, I need partners, I need a team, and all this stuff that you need that you don't have. And then that becomes scary and then you don't act. And so I believe in what I call the 2% difference. The 2% difference is as soon as you come up with an idea, we're taking immediate action on the first 2%. So what we typically do is we'll plan to get to 100%. You'll plan to 100. You'll plan your entire vision out until it's complete, right? Then that becomes too scary. Instead of planning as your first step, planning is important, but it's not the first step. Your first step is action. Your first step is doing. Your first step is the first 2%. What is the first 2% version? So if your plan is to build the next YouTube channel that's gonna dominate the world, I love it. It's easy to think, well, I need a camera person, I need a team, I need an editor, I need a script writer, I need. Great, awesome. 2% difference, take your phone, make a video today. Teach yourself to go from idea to action, idea to action. The smallest possible version. That little video you make from your phone, what difference it's gonna make? Not a lot in terms of output, but a ton in terms of momentum. A ton in terms of momentum. Most people just don't start. If you wanna lose weight, you wanna get in shape, the best thing you can do is do 10 push-ups right now. I had a person on one of my lives who said that their goal was to get in shape. Okay, great. Go do 10 push-ups right now. Don't come back on into the live until you've done 10 push-ups. Are those 10 push-ups going to actually make that person lose 20 pounds? Of course not. But the difference between no push-ups and 10 push-ups is the whole game. Because if they do that 10 push-ups, they taught themselves to go from idea to action, idea to action, idea to action. That's the thing that's missing for most people. You have great ideas. I believe you have Michael Jordan level talent at something. You're not acting enough. Not in a big enough way, not consistently enough. There's too much time planning and thinking and overanalyzing and worrying about judgment instead of just getting out there and actually doing. So planning is important. It's just not the first step. You burn all of your boldness and creativity and energy on the planning. You wake up the next day and you think, I can't go do that big, scary, crazy thing. Or instead, as soon as you get the idea, the best thing you can do with your energy, with your boldness, with your confidence in that moment, in that idea that you just created, is go do something about it. And teach yourself that you're the kind of person who comes up with great ideas, who trusts their great ideas, who doesn't overanalyze anymore and just puts them out into the world and builds momentum. That's going brick by brick. Now I've got a really special bonus clip that I think you're gonna enjoy, but before that, question of the day, I wanna know, where do you need to just start going brick by brick? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you're still here, I wanna celebrate you. Give me a hashtag believe in the comments as well.
You're gonna play big, say big. Big. You're gonna play huge, say huge. Huge. You're gonna play ginormous, say ginormous. But first, take baby steps. You're gonna eat the elephant. Take one small bite first, chew it good, right? We want so much so fast. My grandmother says baby, she starts every sentence with baby. I'm sure it's because she cannot remember all of our names. She said, baby, the best things you'll ever have from grandma will never come from the microwave. They always come from the oven. And I was like, I think somehow she's trying to give me a lesson here. And I realized that the best things that you're gonna create are gonna take time. Build it on cement, not sinking sand. You're gonna get tons and tons and tons of tools here. And you're gonna wanna fast forward. But when you fast forward, you're building on plexiglass, you're building on styrofoam, you're building on wood, you wanna build it on cement. Your dream is important enough to outlive you. Yes, yes? Yes, yes. And so I realized that you can't Google download resiliency. You can't Google download tenacity. You can't Google download forgiveness. They're some of the best qualities and characteristics that's going to take you a long way that you need to invest time in and energy in and intention in. You don't just get patience. I want patience. I'm waiting for patience. Somebody's going to piss you off tomorrow. And now you get to test if you have patience. I realized that as I wanted to develop me, I had to be willing to climb, and I wanted to get to the top, and there's no elevator to the top. I got to do my squats. I gotta work on my quads and my hamstrings and my calves, because I gotta climb to the top.
If you want to learn how to use the 5-second rule with Mel Robbins, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
If you're in a situation where you should do something and the excuses roll in, you only have 5 seconds before the excuses win.
Yeah.
That's it.